Hello, I'm stay here with Rizin International PR, Shingo Kashiwagi. Shingo, thanks for joining us, and let's talk about the announcements about the Yokohama card. What do you expect for this card? Because it's on the next card, the big card from Rizin right here in Japan.
Yeah, Bruno, first of all, thank you very much for having me. And, as far as the event in Yokohama, Ryzen 31, this is going to be a very interesting event because due to the whole global pandemic, Ryzen has been, forced to put on events with Japanese talent only. And this event, the whole situation has given a lot of Japanese fighters and opportunities and openings to get on the bigger stage and get more exposure. So this event is definitely one of those events where we're going to be seeing a lot of newcomers. We have champions from several promotions. Like we have Takuya Yamamoto from Grachan. He's the featherweight and lightweight champion from Grachan. He's 6-1. His only defeat was because of a disqualification. So technically, we've never seen him lose or get finished. So, he's definitely one of those guys, a newcomer, promotional champion to keep an eye on. We also got Kunta Hashimoto. He's the Fighting Nexus flyweight champion. I think he's still like 22 years old. He's still a current college student at Keio University. So, you got all these young and hungry newcomers that are loaded on the card.
So, and in that card, we not talk about this, but we have a very important fight, especially for women's MMA. We have Saori Oshima from Deep, and she was facing Kana Sakura, was announced this week. What do you expect about this? Because it's huge. It's very important for that division.
Yeah, it's the women's atomweight division is one of those divisions where it's been very hard to keep active because you have Ayaka Hamasaki, Kana Asakura, Miyu Yamamoto, these Japanese fighters at super atomweight. They're pretty much they've ran out of competition and they've already fought each other. I mean, Kana Asakura and Hamasaki they fought for twice, and Miyu, they've already fought each other, so it's just really hard to bring in new talent, and that's where Oshima-san stepped in. She just won the Grand Prix for Deep Jewels, and I think she holds the macro weight title for Deep Jewels. So she's coming in with 2 belts. She's a little smaller than Kana Asakura, but she's got this solid judo background. Her husband's a judo practitioner, and she comes from a very, very strong judo background. And her ground game is very solid, and she is known to finish fights. So it's going to be very interesting to see how her judo meets with Kana Asakura's wrestling skills. And Oshima, she's a very powerful. She may be small, but she's very powerful. She scrambles a lot, and then she gets it. Once she finds that opening, she will go for that armbar. So yeah, it's gonna be a very intriguing matchup to see how Oshima will do against Kana Asakura.
So, and the most important announcement was we see the poster, but we don't know yet who will be facing the champ Yutaka Saito. And but I think the focus is about him, and we don't know who we face next. But what do you expect, especially because that division we have a fight scheduled tomorrow between Sakura and Hagiwara, and probably that performance or Rising is looking for another tougher opponent to Saito for the 24 card too. What to expect about the Saito to be a poster boy for that card?
Yeah, Saito's been gaining a lot of attention, and he's been gaining a lot of followers without saying much. So much happens around Saito, and he hasn't caused any of it. He doesn't cause any of it. People around him, the activities around him, force him to be reckoned with. It's very interesting. Like his situation is very interesting. he's just being himself, but so much things happen around him. You got obviously you have the Mikuru Asakura, superstar in Rizin and in Japan. After he beat Asakura, he gained all the attention. Now we got the clever Koike issue. You got so much things going around him. Obviously, we had the Vuga Karamov, that fight, and all the drama that went around that fight. And he's just being himself. But that's what Sakaki Barson. That's what we see. That is good of Saito. He doesn't change. He is being himself. He carries himself as the champion. He's always calm. He's always calm and cool and collected. He never gets emotional. He's always him, no matter what. And I think he's definitely matured as a fighter and as a person after fighting in Rizin and after becoming a champion. And we see him carry that aura of a champion. And we definitely wanted him to make him the main event, and that's what led to that poster.
Yeah, we saw the poster, and we have a very strong message for Saito because I think it's very difficult to see promotions do a poster like that with a message, I am the champion. That's a smarter idea, especially for promoters for Saito, right?
Yeah, it's a bold statement, and it's I'm sure it's some pressure, but Saito's the kind of guy who really doesn't feel that at all. He's just him. No matter what his title becomes, no matter how much people around him change, Saito is Saito, and that is one of his strongest assets.
Yeah, I have a last question. I know it's very difficult, but I am as a reporter, I need to ask about this. What do you expect about the next months? Because it's crazy because pandemic here, and we don't know what's gonna be next. But did you have some expectations to make some changes from the government or about to bring foreigners be back to compete in Rising?
Yeah, well, the good thing is that the state of emergency in Japan, it's all been lifted, and people are finally starting to go out and stuff. But we have been in communicating with the government regarding bringing in international athletes into the country. We've had a few meetings so far. We know what to do. We're in the process of submitting everything, and I'm pretty optimistic that we can be bringing in international athletes to Japan for New Year's Eve.
Shingo, thank you so much for the opportunity. And if you want to send a message for the fans to invite it to watch the show, especially from the Yokohama card, stay free to do that.
Yeah, thank you everybody for supporting Rizin all the time. I know sometimes it's hard to access, but we will do our best to make things better, easy access, better content. We are planning about 4 more events this year, so stay tuned for more announcements, exciting matchups, and a lot of Rizin fun.